The NBA has tons of young players that show out for fans every single night. One of these guys has been lighting the league up since his rookie season, Devin Booker. He's still only 24 years old, and in today's video, we will be breaking down his game and telling you about the things he regrets. Booker was taken with the 13th pick in the 2015 draft by the Suns when he was only 19 years old. For a guy that has been as great of a scorer as he is, it's surprising to see him drop this far in the lottery, but if NBA teams were to do a redraft, I'm sure he would be a top 3 pick. In his rookie season, he averaged 14 points on low to average efficiency, and the Suns only won about 23 games. The roster was fairly inexperienced and had a bunch of young guards that were all fighting for playing time. He was the 3rd leading scorer as a rookie, which is promising, but the two above him, Bledsoe and Brandon Knight, took way more shots than him every night on similar efficiency. So like most would assume, Booker should get his chance in his sophomore season to lead them to wins. And he definitely did. He played more minutes, got more shots, and just overall was more of a go-to scorer rather than the 3rd option. He upped his averages to 22 points a game and dished out 3 assists on about the same efficiency as his rookie season. Booker took over the role as the leading scorer, but they still weren't seeing much success as a team, only winning 24 games this year. In the next season, which is 2017, and Booker's 3rd year in the NBA, he took another jump. He had his best season by far, averaging 25 points, almost 5 assists, and was even more efficient than the previous 2 years. And if you look at the rest of the team, the Suns had 7 guys in total averaging at least 10 points per game, which is usually a good thing for an NBA team. However, the record did not reflect this, as they saw even less success this season by only winning 21 games. So how is this possible? The past 3 seasons, the Suns won less than 25 games, so they should be getting top draft picks to help them get better each year. However, the issue is the Suns front office has been missing on the draft picks for close to a decade before Booker joined the team. From 2001 to 2011, the Suns historically had some of the worst draft picks and decisions of all time. It wasn't just that they had missed on high draft picks in a row, they somehow managed to trade away all the rookies that they hadn't missed on. For example, in 2005, they traded away Nate Robinson and Marcin Gortat for next to nothing. The following season, the Suns traded Rajon Rondo for a future draft pick. In 2007, for some reason they traded away a player and 2 first-round picks for just a 2nd rounder. And one of those picks ended up being Serge Ibaka. In 2008, they traded away All-Star Shawn Marion for an old, out-of-shape Shaq. And in 2011, they traded away the beloved Goran Dragic and a pick for Aaron Brooks. So it's clear that there's a pattern here. The Suns front office agrees on terrible deals that yield them little talent in return or draft picks that they usually don't hit on. But it didn't end there. In 2011, they took Markieff Morris with the 13th pick, who isn't a bad player, but Kawhi Leonard was taken just 2 picks later. In 2013, they took Alex Len with the 5th pick, but there were still players like CJ McCollum and Giannis on the board. Obviously, Giannis was a project player as a rookie, but considering they were in a rebuild mode, they could have taken a chance on him. In 2016, the year after drafting Booker, they took Dragan Bender with the 4th pick, who was one of the biggest draft busts in recent memory. The following season, the Suns again had the 4th pick, and this time they took Josh Jackson, who as of right now is considered a bust and no longer on the Suns. There were so many good players selected after him, such as De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, etc. So while the Suns had 7 guys averaging 10 plus points a game, that wasn't really the whole story. Their history of bad draft picks and poor trade decisions had left the team with no clear direction of improving and relying on young players to lead Phoenix to victories. Which, in the NBA, typically having a bunch of young guys on the roster won't result in a successful season. So after the Suns front office had made some questionable decisions in the past off seasons, they had finally hit on a draft pick in Devin Booker. Obviously the next move would be to build around him because he's a young guard that has decent size and can create his own shot at all 3 levels. But since Booker's been drafted, they haven't had much success besides last season. And while he's still only 24 years old, I think most NBA fans, besides Suns fans, would agree that Booker regrets signing his extension to stay in Phoenix. In the final year of his rookie deal, he averaged almost 27 points and 7 assists while having his most efficient season so far. At this point in his career, the whole league knew that he was an all-star caliber player that could instantly help a team win in the playoffs, and that's exactly what Booker wanted. But unfortunately, because he was stuck on a Suns team with poor talent surrounding him, he had never reached the playoffs. The media has quoted him many times throughout his short career, saying that he is sick and tired of not making the playoffs and all he wants to do is win. Prior to the most recent season, the most wins Phoenix has had with Booker on the roster is 24, which was in his sophomore year. So because the Suns never had any real improvement throughout his 4 years on a rookie deal, many were expecting him to leave in free agency. There were so many teams that could have used a shooting guard like Booker and given him a max contract. I know that now, the Suns have seen a little more success in the past season, but it still seems like they could have done more to be in a better position than they are now. For example, in the 2018 draft, they selected DeAndre Ayton with the first overall pick, which wasn't a bad choice, but they also could have taken Luka instead, who was already an MVP caliber player. They do have some solid 3-and-D wings such as Kelly Oubre and Mikal Bridges, but the team definitely isn't complete yet. This past season, they went 34-39, which is by far their best performance with Booker on the team, and was only one win away from being in the play-in tournament for the 8th seed. Adding Ricky Rubio to the team helped a lot with playmaking duties, which allowed Booker to play off the ball more. Aaron Baines was also a great addition because he does all the little things that don't show up in the box score. So overall, it seems that the Suns are headed in the right direction, but is it too late for Booker? I wonder how often he thinks about if he made the right choice by re-signing with this team. The entire league knew that Booker can score on every defender and is one of the hardest players to guard. So if he were to deny the contract offer from Phoenix and accepted one elsewhere, we could only assume that he would be in a better position somewhere else. Instead of fighting for the bottom playoff seeds of the West for the next few seasons, Booker could have already been on a championship contending team. Again, this offseason, there has already been rumors that Booker wants to leave Phoenix for another team, but that could just be the media stirring up headlines. We can't be sure that he wishes he was in a better position somewhere else because he might want to be like Kobe, who was one of his idols, and stay with one team his entire career. Be sure to leave a comment down below and tell us if you think Booker regrets signing a long-term contract with the Suns. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoyed, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you get notified whenever we upload a new video about the NBA.